Hey guys, so it's been probably about 4 months since I posted anything on this channel, and that's pretty much because I went from nothing happening to everything happening within the last couple of weeks. Quick recap, and I'm sure you guys can tell by the title of this video, I was actually able to swear into the DEP program for the Air Force, which means my waivers finally got approved. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, on February 11th, I went for my medical physical. I got told I needed to come back for a consult. Went to a consult on the 25th. Got told that I was going to need a waiver for my stigmatism just because it was so high, and they had to make sure that nothing was going to go wrong with my eyes in the long run, pretty much. They told me that was going to take about a month and a half, and after a month and a half, my recruiter actually let me know that my waiver got sent back to Meps for more information, because I believe when they sent it up they are missing some papers, so it kind of delayed the process a little bit more. After a month of that, he texted me and let me know that his boss was actually going to be contacting Meps and the Surgeon General, because I had been waiting almost about 3 months, just about 3 months for this waiver, because I guess when it got sent back it restarted the whole 45 days, month and a half. That was on the 8th, I think, of May. Fast forward to May 13th, I believe it was. He actually let me know that, hey, guess what, your waiver was approved. It's gonna take about maybe a week, 2 weeks for them to send it back to Meps, and then we can meet up, schedule you to finish off anything that you weren't able to do the previous times you've gone. I went to Meps on the 20th. That's when I actually got to DEP in. I went for a full inspect, which just is height, weight, pregnancy test, and then I finally was able to talk to the liaison people and actually do my interviews and go over job listings. So that morning I showed up to Meps around 4:30. We actually don't enter until like 5:30. The buses don't get there until like 5. Did all that. I was done with my full inspect by 7:30. We probably started around like 6:30, 6:45. It was me and a couple other girls. I was the only Air Force girl there doing the full inspect part, because everybody else who was there was Marines or Army, and they were actually getting ready to ship out. After that, they gave me my folder. The doctors rechecked off everything and told me that everything was fine. I was still within my height and weight, so I was going to be able to finally be done with medical. I gave my papers to the girl at the front desk. She reprinted them out, told me to give these to my service liaisons. I walked down there and they let me know that they were handling something with someone else and that they would be with me shortly, just to wait in the hallway. Or not the hallway, like the common area, that they had like a TV and everything. So mind you, that was like around 7:40 time. I didn't actually go and talk to another liaison person until 9:30. So within those almost 2 hours, I was watching a movie in the common area that they have. Mind you, this was the first time I actually had to sit around and wait at Meps, like that full experience, because all the other times I went, it was boom, 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 like really quickly. So when I met with him, he went over a little bit of my like pre-contract terms. He sent me down the hall again to get more fingerprints. They've sent me back to my liaison people, letting them know that I was finally good. He went through my contract. He went through that like 26 to 30 page packet I think we do with our recruiters. Just talked about it over with me. After that, he finally printed me out my job list. The list of all my jobs, I will tell you guys right now, I didn't qualify for any mechanical or electrical, and I was totally fine with that. Those are not two areas that I particularly did well on the ASVAB for certain reasons, because I did not want those jobs, if we were being completely honest. He printed out my list and I started going over it. I personally already knew what I wanted. What I came into since the first day I talked to my recruiter about is what I've stuck with this whole entire time. There was 2 jobs that I really wanted. both of them were on my list. So I was kind of excited about all that. After that, he told me it was going to be a second to start filling out this new recruit survey type thing that all the branches have. And this one was specifically for the Air Force. It just talked about like your experience through the recruiting process and like how did you find out about it, like what made you interested about it. And then he also gave me another survey. This one talked about, do you have any fears of spiders, fire, are you claustrophobic, and all this stuff, like what kind of classes did you take in high school, sign off on them. And then I also did the X Factor machine. After that, I turned all that stuff in, and he told me to go to the front desk and let them know that I was ready for phase 3. Phase 3 was pretty much saying that I was ready to swear in. All my stuff checked out and it was time to go. It was 11 o'clock. It was 11:05 and I missed the 11 o'clock swearing. They don't do one at 12 because that's lunchtime. So I had to wait until 1 to swear in. So in that 2-hour gap again, I actually ate lunch. If you watched any of my other videos, you know that I've never been at Meps past 12. So I've actually never ate any of the food. But this time, your girl was lightheaded, I was tired. I said, I'm eating this stuff. I took off a slice of the bread because if you eat both, it's like really dry. So I tried making the best out of it. I ate some hot Cheetos and some cookies and that was good. I said, okay, this will hold me over until I get to leave. Fast forward, it's like 12:45ish probably. My mom actually was able to make it to time to watch me dep in. I was kind of talking to her for a little bit. So they took us in about 1:15 for a brief, pretty much just happened what we needed to do, and then we went back, got any of our family members if they were there, went back, we did the oath of enlistment. I'll insert it right now.
Your right hand and repeat after me. I state your full name. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance. To the same. And that I will obey the orders. Of the President of the United States. And the orders. Of the officers. Appointed over me. According to regulations. And the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. All right, put your hands down. Congratulations. Please join me in giving a hand.
And then after that, we just went, we fingerprinted, we signed that contract for DEP. And then after that, I gave the copy to my liaison officers, and that's it. It was pretty much my day. I was out of there by like 1:30. So this time it was a lot more hurry up and wait, like get this done and now I'm waiting. So I finally did get to experience that. But other than that, like the people weren't rude or anything. It was a pretty smooth day. So I had actually recorded this whole video already the day I actually got the DEP in on June 20th. So today I got a text from a recruiter and it's June 24th stating that he booked me a job. I got my first choice and I leave September 24th. So exactly 3 months from now, I finally will be leaving. I definitely will say the process of waiting for my waivers, just finally getting to this point, yeah, sometimes it was hard waiting, but it was definitely worth it. Not giving up, staying consistent, definitely staying in touch with my recruiter. Always that constant communication really helped. So I definitely am gonna be excited. I got 3 months to prepare, and that's it for me.